We're done welding. Hard face came out not bad. Spin it like this and you'll see if it warped. HardFacing Conveyor Screw, Season 3, Episode 11. Everybody, Chris Wojnarski here. We're back again with another job. Today is August, I think it's 21st. So I don't know when you'll see this, but here's our job for today. All right, today's project, what do we got? We got a conveyor screw that we ordered in. It's for a wastewater plant, and it goes in a trough and it kind of pushes stirred up dried out poop or something like that and helps sift some stuff out, whatever it does. But it goes in a trough and it turns and it pushes all the poop or material. We stick weld it with the stick welder, and we'll take this stuff, heavy duty abrasive resistant electrode MG765. This hard face rod is made to burn through paint and rust, so no need to grind a paint down, which is good. And it's just a rod, and you take your rod and you go all the way around like this, and you just go put a little bead going all the way around, just around the whole thing on the one side, and that's basically a hard face rod. I'll explain a little more later, but that's basically it. We're just going to take the rod, weld all the way around it, right on the edge, the farthest edge we could get, and that little bit add up, build up, just helps make it last a little longer. That's what I guess we've been doing for a long time for companies like this, and that's what they appreciate or want. So that's what we're going to do. So I got the screw set up on this thing. It sits in there, and we're got it on going the right direction, so I weld the one way. So I'll start with the basket, go up in the basket, and then work my way around and just spin that screw as I'm going down. Probably put you on time lapse for most of it, but that's about it. With these shorter screws, I'll just raise that basket up where I need it, bring that ladder close enough, and then I can just climb up in the basket and get up and down and lower it, so I don't have to have someone raise and lower it the whole time. So what I'll do is I'll start up at the top and work my way around, and I'll just spin that screw as I'm working my way down and just go all the way down. And I got the forklift up with the basket up there, and I'll stand up there and lower that basket as I'm going down. OSHA, close your eyes. It's probably fine, but whatever. That's that. And then sometimes if no one's there to lift me up with the forklift, I'll hop up on the ladder up there myself, up and down. So yeah, I mean, really, you should probably have a bar going across it. That's probably OSHA's safety thing, but it makes it a little easier to get in and out and whatever. But anyway, save your comments to yourself. Do it at your own risk, right? But anyway, yeah, got the whole thing set up. I got my little plank and stuff, all my stuff up there to sit down, ready to go. Bottle of water and stuff. So once you start doing this, you don't want to stop halfway, because if you stop, do something for a couple minutes, it might warp even more once you start again. So just want to make sure I got everything ready to go, that way I can just get it all done, and it should take me about an hour to 2 hours tops. It's a little longer. I'd say hour and a half. So let's see if I could get that right. It's been a while since I've done one, but it's almost 2 o'clock. Let's see, I say about by 3:30, hopefully I should be done, at least welding it. Take a guess in the comments if you want, and let me know how long you think it'll take to run a little bead around that whole thing. So we'll see. Get the welder set up, and we'll just use our normal Everlast TIG welder, but it's a stick welder too. We just got a longer stick welding lead, so just pop it on. And let's see, I think if it's setting 9, if I'm right, setting 9, that's setting 8, setting 9 is our stick welding one. I think 110 amps, that's about what that is. We're set up for our stick. I don't know what that is, VDR, but I'm pretty sure. Gotta go through and relearn these settings. Arc force 30, hot start 0.5, hot start amps 30, welding amps. Okay, that's it. So that should be good. 110 amps on setting 9. I'm pretty sure setting 9 was for that, so should be good to go. I just hooked my lead up into there and my normal ground and should be good here. To go. It looks like I want to come a little lower to get it all in one shot, but I got my stick welding thing set up. I got my helmet. That's my stick welding, MIG welding helmet. Little wire brush, a chip and hammer. Here's our welding rods. Right there, a little bottle of water, gloves. I wear a respirator because this stuff's kind of nasty. Got my little welding hat, and I got a fan too to help me not get hot. Because we're in the middle of summer, August in Florida, and it's about 90 degrees today, and I got a little heavier clothes on, so a little hot. Let's see if I can wait for Sergio to finish so he could drop me down like a foot. Yeah, that's a good height right now, so I'll spin this screw a little and I'll take my stick rod and I'll just go like that, spin it, and same thing, just work my way around, and that's about it. But got most of my stuff on, just need my helmet and stuff, and I'm about ready to go. Safety first, right? Yeah, so this rod burns through the paint, so there's no need to grind any paint off or anything. Just got to get that arc started and it'll start eating it up. So that's why it's good to have that respirator on, definitely. And it's kind of just like stick welding, but there is one thing a little different with this. You do have to hold a little longer arc gap or whatever, about like 1/4 of an inch, because if you have like 1/8 of an inch or you're almost touching that metal, it creates porosity somehow. I don't know if it's the paint in there or something, but you have to have a long arc gap or whatever you call it. So let's see how we did. We'll get our chip and hammer. You want to let it cool down. This stuff, you gotta let the slide cool down before you chip it, otherwise it doesn't really come off. It's like the opposite of a normal stick rod. Put your helmet down. Good idea to check your weld bead out after your first pass or first little bit, just in case you gotta adjust your machine or something else. Can you go like another 5 degrees up? Sorry. So it's 120. 120 right now. Okay, that should be good. Thanks. Alright, we're going 8 times speed right here for about 5 more seconds, and then we'll bump it up to normal speed in about a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1, normal speed right here. And yeah, so it's been about a year since I done this video, so bear with me, but it looks like I might need to go like 5 amps a little hotter just from the looks at it, but we're cruising along. Give me like a couple passes, like a couple stick rods, and I should be able to get it dialed in pretty good. I don't usually do these that often, a couple times a year if that, and I barely ever stick weld, so it takes me a couple of minutes or a couple tries to get going. And put your helmet on when you're doing this. Safety glasses is definitely a good idea, but at least put your helmet on. And sometimes with this stuff, you gotta let it cool down for like 5 minutes for this slide. It really hardens on there. I don't know if it was a little cold or if it was the welding rod, but it was probably just me. But a little bit, it wasn't wetting in as good. But I think we're getting better at it. Sergio turned me up 2 times, so I went up 10 amps since, and it looks like it's getting better. So I should be good. Might just go over that. You probably won't see that though. Probably put you on time lapse for the rest now that I got it all dialed in pretty good. But all you need is just a little bead like that. You probably can't see it that good going all the way around. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to get painted, and then after it's put in place, it's going to be covered in poop probably within the first minute. So just want to make it good though, as best as we can make it, so should be pretty good. I'll probably put you on time lapse and I'll work my way down. Alright, back to it I guess. This is in time lapse mode, and we filmed this on my GoPro. It's the DJI camera, so I'm editing it on my computer, so kind of a little longer. I guess that's why it took a little longer, but sorry about that. Anyway, back to it. Looks like it's going pretty good though. Getting it dialed in pretty good. I might have to adjust it another couple amps here or there, but I think we're going pretty good. I'm about maybe a third of the way. I don't know if you can see where the burns are. Maybe a quarter of the way to a third of the way through. But give you a quick overview of how things are going. Pretty good so far. Let's see. The first I told you it started out a little not as good. Like you could see right up there. I don't know if you could see that. Just like a couple little bit, but I had to just keep upping the amperage to 5 degrees each time, or 5 amps. And I think I started at 110. Now I'm at 125. So happy where I'm at. That's all the slag on top of that. Once I knock that off, it should look pretty good like that. But you really have to ride that edge a lot on this stuff. Like you have to hold that thing right over, and you don't want to melt it too much where you're melting the base metal, and you don't want to have it overflowing either. So you got to have like that happy medium and just kind of stay consistent. You could circle it. I'm just dragging the rod though. I'm just dragging it. I'm not doing any circles or anything. So that's that. And then another weird thing with this rod or whatever, I don't know what it is, if it's the paint on here, but like a normal stick rod, like 7018, if you're welding like a piece of regular carbon steel, you'd think you would want to keep a tight gap and everything. The tighter the gap, the better. With this stuff, the tighter the gap you do, the more porosity you have in that weld, which you actually want to have like a quarter of an inch almost up of a gap, which is kind of weird, and it's kind of weird to get used to. But I don't know what it is, what makes it you have to do that. But the tighter the gap you do, the worse, the more like dirty the weld is. Maybe the paint's boiling off of there or something, and it's got to free itself. Not really sure, but you don't want too big of a gap though either. See, like some of this stuff, the slag comes over, but a little tricky. Just plays tricks on your mind. But and then the slag peels off easy when it cools down, but when it's fresh and hot after you're done welding, you can't beat that thing off for nothing. So just a little different. Like I'm used to, I don't stick weld that often, but I'm used to regular stick welding. I think the slag would almost peel off right away, and you'd want a tight arc, where this stuff just a little different. So got to really stop because my camera fell, and I wanted to get that, but I'm just going to take a quick water break, and I might just switch positions of the camera and put you back on time lapse. So we'll get. Thought this was kind of funny, things I go through for you guys, just trying to get that good arc shot for you a little bit. No, I'm just kidding, but try getting a better arc shot for you down here, switch it up a little bit so it's not all the same angle, and here we go. Alright, looks like I'm going to the welder to adjust it a tiny bit, get a sip of water because it's kind of hot in the hot summer August heat, and yeah, back to it. And if you notice here, I don't know if I mentioned it, I forget if I mentioned it before, but gotta do my change of clothes. So now I'm not in my normal clothes, I got a different pair of pants on and a different long sleeve shirt so the stick welding doesn't burn it up. So I can't really get away with my lightweight TIG welding clothes that I wear now, but that's alright. Here you go, check this out right here. Strike 1, 2, strike 3. You're out of there. It's 3 strikes out of the ball game, right? So it took like 4 just to get that thing going, but haven't really had that much of a problem on this screw. Sometimes you get it, sometimes there's a little bit of extra flux on the end of that electrode. So sometimes you gotta scrape that off on the piece of metal or something, and that'll get it right off. Or it could be the paint that's on the screw that could do it. So usually if I have a problem like that, I'll just try it once or twice, or if it keeps on a problem, I'll just scrape it onto the, take the electrode off and scrape it on the screw or something and get that thing, kind of break the paint and the flux off, and it works pretty good. But anyway, keeping my legs out of the way and my arms out of the way so I don't get all the sparks on me. Doing my best for that. I got a fan going behind me to blow that smoke away, but you can still see it's getting up in my face a little bit, where definitely having that mask on, respirator, really helps, because otherwise you'll be breathing that in and have a headache at the end of the day. Ask me how I know that. I learned my lesson the first time and don't want to do that again. But here we go. I'm going to speed it up in a second. Alright, finished with the welding, and now just knocking off all the slag and saving good chunk of it at a time, kind of like good like 3-4 feet at a time, or 2 feet at a time when I'm up in the air a little bit, kind of scraping it off. Even though I'm going to hit this with the angle grinder and a wire brush or a wire wheel on it afterwards before I paint it, still get most of it off. So I think we're done with that.
That was a little hot one over there. Let's see what time I finished. I forget what I said, 1:30 or 2:30 I was going to finish, and it is around 3:30, so that might have been 2 hours for that, or 1 hour. I don't really remember. I have to check what my start time was. It was either 2:30 or 1:30 I started, so it was either an hour or 2 hours to do all that. But whew, I could feel, I probably got a line all around here from the face mask. But this thing's pretty wet on the inside, got a little wet from sweat, but definitely good to have this, because there was a lot of smoke coming from there, from all that paint and all that fumes. You don't want to breathe that in. Protect your lungs, right? But that's it. I bumped up another 5 degrees. I think I went over to about 130, 136. I could probably even have went to like 140 maybe. Not sure. I don't think the ground was that good on here too, because yeah, you can feel this cord's a little hot. But this is all rusty. I probably should have ground that and ground this post. There's like a post like that standing up. It was all rusty, so I think I was having a hard time starting it sometimes. I don't know if that was from the paint or from that, but it definitely would have helped if I had nice bright shiny metal. But anyway, that's it. So we're done welding. HardFace came out not bad all the way around. It's not the prettiest, but it doesn't have to be. It's going to be covered in turds pretty soon. So that's about it. And one thing I like to do is, it's my little signature. I run over here. That's what they usually do. I end it and I come this way just a little. So if you ever see one that has just a little like that, that's from me. Not the prettiest welds, but no burn through really, so we're good. And I still got a little slag and dirt in here, so what we're gonna have to do is paint this thing. But what I'm gonna do, we'll take this down and we'll get 2 pipe stands, and I'll set it up like one on each end, so one on each end of that, and it'll just be turned down on its side like this, and we put our shaft things on each end shafts or whatever, and then I'll run a string line across the whole thing, if that makes sense, on the bottom of it, like a certain amount of distance, and then we'll spin that shaft and make sure it's not bent. If it's bent or warped, we'll straighten it with usually like a sledgehammer or something, and that usually gets us pretty straight. And then after that, well maybe before that, I don't know, I'll take it while it's like that on the thing, I'll spin it or have someone spin it, and we'll go over this with a wire wheel, electric grinder and a wire wheel, and then that gets it really good. Blow it off with the air hose, that way it's nice and clean. Then we'll straighten it, and then we'll put a coat or 2 of paint on it, and that's about it. Take the shafts back off, throw it on the pallet, strap it up, and send it off to the people, because they're kind of in a rush for it. So this is just what we do, just gray primer, nothing special. That's pretty much what they have on it. I think it's going to come off within a couple of days or so from after it's running, but that's about it. what are we, 3:30? That's what time it is, and that's about it. So I could start taking it down. Well, got like an hour left of the day, so I'll start doing that, getting rid of some of this stuff, this basket and this plate, putting it back outside, cleaning some of my stuff off, maybe putting this down, and I'll probably start doing the rest tomorrow, depending on the time. So that's about it. We'll see you in a little bit. So I think I used about a half a box of welding rods. This was kind of a used box, but I didn't even go through it. Just maybe a half, 3/4, give or take. So that's it. One thing I like about this welder is it got programs. So 9 was already it, so this is my last one. So I'll press and hold the button. That's where I like my settings about. Now it's already programmed and saved to setting number 9, so next time I have a screw like that, I can move it to setting number 9. Setting in number 1 is my DC TIG, stainless steel, whatever. 2 is my AC TIG. 3 is my pulse DC TIG. 4 is like basically scratch start lift arc DC TIG for like big pipe and stuff. Something like that over there. And I don't really think I have anything else programmed, but we got 9 programs we could save in here, which is kind of nice. I know other welders brands have that too, but good feature to have. So that's about it. Make sure it's all cool. I'll wrap some of that stuff up and I'll clean this up. I don't think you need to watch that, and start getting this down. Maybe I'll put that on a time lapse, and that's it. Here's a little tip for you if you got it, but I have 2 different welding helmets. This one's my junkier one, and the better one, that's like a TIG only one up there. And this one's, I use this for MIG and stick, but this was almost a brand new lens, maybe lightly used, but now got a lot more dots on there now, where it's going to be a lot more difficult to see. Where this one, I use for TIG only, so I don't get the spatter all over, so just nice and clean. I didn't specifically go out and buy 2 helmets just for that reason. This one was, I think, for when I was working at Coke and had it over there, but now working in the shop now, so I brought it back over here. So now I just got 2, and just nice to have a clear helmet whenever you can. All right, all cleaned up. That's some dirt. That's a lot of half of it's dirt, but that's a pretty big pile. But got that stuff away. Got my screw over there, so I'm gonna start bringing my screw in and put it on some jack stands or pipe stands. Guys, we're back. Bad news, I didn't film the rest of everything else, but it's all pretty much done with. Not much to it though. We just put the end shafts in like this, bolt it on, bolt that piece on. Got a little fan over there. This piece over here we put on, this is just one that we made, that we can rotate this and spin it. And then put our end plate on and just painted it. But before we painted it, well, it's all painted, ready to go pretty much. Before we paint it though, we take this regular string line like this and level this out, but we'll put a piece going from here all the way to here and make sure it's the right height. Just measure it, and then we'll have that string line to go off of, and you just spin it like this and you'll see if it warps at all. You can probably see a little bit now, hard to tell with me holding the camera, but if it warps, and that's about it. And then if it warps, sometimes wherever that warp is, the high spot, you lift the high spot, put a piece of block of wood on, and then bop it with a big sledgehammer. And usually it just takes like 1 or 2 whacks and not much to it. Straighten it out, and then that's it. It's all painted, ready to go. We'll take our shafts out. These are the ones we keep, and we supply them with different ones. So that's it. Not much to it. There's all painted, and that just helps protect it even more. So now we'll put it on the pallet and strap it down and ship it off. Not much to it. Then one more other thing, you could kind of get a sense of how this is working. Here's the side where it'll push like this. So if I spin it like this or like that, you could kind of see how to start pushing it in a trough. So like that, it starts pushing and pushing in the trough. So get a sense of how it works, and then it just pushes it all going this way like that. And that's about it. Simple job. I don't know if you'll like it or not. It's more of like a time lapse, hopefully a short video for you. Just something that we do every so often. We supply a couple wastewater plants with that. So that's about it. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, I guess, right? But thanks for watching. Chris Wojnarski, over and out. See you on the next one. All right, everybody, we are back. Today is Sunday, but it's all wrapped up, this thing, and I'm just here on a side project, and we wrapped it all up. Sergio actually did this for me. He actually painted it for me and packaged it up for me, so that was nice. Thanks, Sergio. And but anyway, we got it all packaged up on the crate, ready to go. Banded down, that's pretty much the way it got sent to us, so we just reused the same pallet and the same thing. We just put new bands on it, put our labels on it, and ready to go. We ordered our own little, well, we supplied them with screws. I think we're a couple short, but we supplied them with this end shaft, the tail shaft, and it's threaded. We had to thread and tap it on a lathe over there, and that's about it. Not much to it. So we just put it in this way, reverse way, so it's sticking in over here, so that way it's not sticking out or whatever, so for packaging and everything. Then we put our bolts on. These are lock bolts, or lock nuts, so they're twisted on a little bit, not all the way threaded down, just so they don't gotta get it on, just enough to so they don't vibrate loose during shipping. But that's about it. Not much to it. So this will spin this way, I think. Turn the poop that way. Shuck the poop. Got a nice bead on there. It's not the best, not the worst, but I'm happy with it. It really doesn't have to be pretty, but it'll serve its purpose. Only on that side, so that's all they want. So it just pushes the poop, and that's about it. Not much to it. And today is Saturday. I'm in here working on my own little side project. This is a little shelves for my friend Roy for his safe for his store, and it's just going to be like this because his old shelves, he was using plywood and they just collapsed. It was not good enough, so I'm just making it like this. Put a couple cross pieces. I might put a piece of sheet metal on top or a piece of plywood. I'm not really sure yet. I don't want to make it too heavy, so we'll debate from there. Maybe a piece of aluminum, so we'll see. But that's about it. All right, guys, it might be a boring video. I'm not really sure, so if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. I don't know if I see thumbs down videos, but leave a comment if you have a better way of doing it, I guess. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys will learn anything from that, but just a little change up, a little stick welding. Most of my stuff's TIG welding, and then a little bit of MIG welding, and fairly any stick welding. So that's about it.